Oh, yeah. Is it Thursday already? I know we're late today, but we're late on purpose because there's a Mandalorian and Grogu panel. Well, it's a Disney panel at CinemaCon today, and we might be getting a lot today. We might even be getting a Starfighter trailer, which would be absolutely insane. But we got Maul Shadow Lord episode 3 and 4. We just got this week. We're getting 5 and 6 next week. We'll do some predictions on that as well, and we got some cool new posters for Maul Shadow Lord, and it's breaking crazy records, so we'll talk about that as well. We got Han Solo and Princess Leia news, which I never thought I'd be saying in 2026, and yet here we are. We got a lot to get into and not a lot of time, so without further ado, let's get into all of it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Thursday afternoon, evening? I don't really know. Whatever time of day it is, I guess for you, that's what time of day it is. For me, it's 5 o'clock. We will have this panel begin in about 30 minutes at CinemaCon, so we'll watch out for all that great news. However, Jon Favreau, the director of The Mandalorian and Grogu, did have his own Q&A session that ended about 20 minutes ago. So we do have a lot of news that comes out of that for The Mandalorian and Grogu, as he got a ton of questions asked to him specifically about this movie. So we'll talk about that as well. And yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, yes. The biggest thing was breaking news as of this morning. They announced Star Wars Celebration with the poster and when the tickets get released. So let's start there. Actually, before we even start there, let's start by saying hi to everybody in the chat. Shall we? John Groom, how we doing? Snowy Blue Skies, what is up? That doesn't make sense. Aaron, how we doing? Thomas in the house. That guy B, how we doing? Xavier in the building. Holly, what is up? Nathan, how we doing? Austin Snow, how we doing? Steve in the building. Fearless, what is up? Adam, how we doing? Starship 66, what is up? Dale Skywalker in the building. Darth Plagueis lives, how we doing? Lobo in the house. All right, if I missed you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chats. Let's give everybody a nice little
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Ahsoka Season 2 trailer at CinemaCon, please. Well, that definitely won't happen. It is called CinemaCon, not TVCon. So we definitely won't be getting an Ahsoka Season 2 trailer. However, the big one that we could be getting is a Starfighter trailer. And before you start going, Mike, you're absolutely insane. Starfighter's still over a year away. We got a Mando teaser. Granted, it was leaked out online and was not released publicly, but we got a leaked out Mando teaser over a year and a half ago at a D23 over a year and a half ago. So to think we can't get a Starfighter trailer today is insane. It might not be released publicly, but I'm sure it will be either described online or leaked out online, and we'll be waiting patiently. But mostly Mandalorian and Grogu news today. Mostly Mandalorian and Grogu news today. But let's talk about Star Wars Celebration because this breaking news dropped this morning. This is from StarWars.com themselves. Star Wars Celebration goes to Hollywood with a new 2027 key art. So the 50th anniversary of Star Wars will be celebrated in Los Angeles, the place that George Lucas hates the most. Star Wars Celebration is taking Los Angeles by storm, April 1st to April 4th of next year. 2027. So April 1st, and that's not an April Fool's joke, to April 4th of next year is Star Wars Celebration at the Hollywood Convention Center. Los Angeles Convention Center. A newly unveiled event, Key Art, pays homage to the original Tom Yun poster art to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the first ever Star Wars film. And this is the poster that we have here on the right there. You got Hollywood, the Santa Monica Pier right behind it there. Star Wars is the Hollywood sign. Pretty cool poster. Revealed today, along with an announcement that tickets will be going on sale for the event beginning Wednesday, May 6th. So 2 days after Star Wars Day, the tickets will go on sale. And if you know anything about Star Wars fans, it's that we're crazy. And these tickets will sell out fast. So May 6th, May 6th, May 6th, May 6th. Ingrain it in your brain. If you want to go to this Star Wars Celebration, you can't miss out on these tickets. May 6th. Are we good, chat? Okay. The new key art showcases a colorful fusion of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia Organa, and the droids R2-D2 and C-3PO in the front, and an artistic rendition, easy for me to say, of LA's landmarks behind it, including a fun twist of the classic Hollywood sign, Darth Vader, and the Empire's Death Star, and a handful of TIE fighters looming over everything, with a pair of X-Wings fighters ready to join the fight. So tickets for the event and preferred hotels will go on sale when, chat? When are they going on sale? It feels like this is Dora the Explorer. When will the tickets go on sale for the Star Wars celebration? May 6th! Got it?
This is where the fun begins.
So that was the news as of this morning. We got the Star Wars celebration, and actually they posted that too. Okay, so cool little poster for that, which was actually we can zoom in on it if you want, chat. I mean, only if you want. We got the poster for that, and then we also got a new Maul poster. So this is the celebration one. Vader, Death Star, you know, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, but the Maul poster, which is in the thumbnail of today's live stream, is pretty badass. So we got episode 3 and 4 a couple days ago for Maul, and the hype is still riding ridiculously high. It's breaking all kinds of records. It's still sitting at a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes from critics and a 96 from audiences. Usually, the critics and audiences disagree when it comes to Star Wars, but this time, we're on the same page, at least for the most part. So this was the Maul poster, and I mean, come on. You got all the good guys, supposedly, on the left with Brandon Lawson, Two Boots, Master Daki, and Devon Izara, who probably won't be a good guy for very long. And then all the bad guys on the right with the Pike leader, Marg Krem, our boy Vario, the two Zabraks, Icarus and Scorn, and Rook Cast. And then down the middle, you got Devon and Maul fighting, which is just so freaking cool. It's so cool. Okay, but this is the new Maul poster. Now, I kind of hate to say it, but we're almost so we are 4 episodes in. We are almost halfway through The Mandalorian. I don't know English, chat. Maul Shadow Lord. I got Mandalorian and Grogu on the brain. I'll get to that super chat in 1 sec because of the panel today. We are almost halfway through Maul Shadow Lord. So tell me in the chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank the first 4 episodes, not just episode 4, but all 4 episodes from Maul Shadow Lord? Where are we at? Almost halfway through this season of television. Where are we at? What do we think? This is AI? No. No. What? No. This is no. No. Nope. Nope. Okay. Where are we at? Maul Shadow Lord, first 4 episodes. How we feeling? Is it a good start? Are we up to? Is it a pretty good show? Are we feeling good about it? Are we feeling good? Look at these scores. 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 1 million. Okay. 6.9, valid. 7. It's good, but not live action. Okay. Kind of hate that take. Not going to lie. Yes, Star Wars was first created in live action, but you look at some of the animated projects we've gotten, from Clone Wars to Rebels to Bad Batch to now Maul Shadow Lord with Tales thrown in there and all that. I'll say some of the greatest Star Wars content we've ever received is in animation. So it's kind of hard to compare the two because they're very different. But to suggest that just because it's animated doesn't make it as good as live action is just ridiculous. Yeah. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Okay. All right. I mean, episode 3 and 4 to me were just so freaking good. I've watched them like probably 6 times now already, both episodes. That 4th episode, I know people were comparing it to like some of the greatest episodes of Star Wars animation ever. It's not up there yet, I don't think. But I think by the end of this season, we could be there. Because when we're looking forward, and yes, we'll talk about, of course, this Mandalorian and Grogu stuff in a second. We got to get our Maul fix in for the day. As we're looking forward to the upcoming episodes, what the hell? There we go. The title of episode 5 is Inquisition, which everybody's thinking the Inquisitors are coming from the trailers, Marok and the Crow. But episode 6 is titled Night of the Hunted. So you're talking the Jedi being hunted by Inquisitors or Maul being hunted by Inquisitors. Either way, somebody's being hunted at night on Janix by Inquisitors and by the Empire. So these 2 episodes could be even better than the first 4. And then we're going into stuff that's, the concept or the working title for Revenge of the Sith, The Creeping Fear, and then Strange Allies in the finale, which could blow our freaking brains off. But this coming week, Night of the Hunted, as great as it is to see the Inquisitors coming in and all that, Night of the Hunted sounds so freaking cool. But that's what we got to look forward to this week. We will probably do more prediction stuff on Saturday's live stream, but we got to talk about these records that Shadow Lord is breaking here, because Lucasfilm posted this yesterday. Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord hits 4.1 million views globally after 7 days streaming on Disney+. 4.1. Now, in comparison, and here's where the live action and animation debate comes along. In comparison to one of our latest live action shows, Ahsoka Season 1, Ahsoka Season 1 drew in 14 million views. And now the problem with this becomes we don't really know what the numbers were for the Bad Batch or for Rebels or for the Clone Wars. We have no idea because they don't tell us. So this number, to me, an animated show getting anywhere close to a third of a live action show is a massive win. This is a lot of people. This is people on board. Some people who probably wouldn't even watch an animated series, but because it's called Maul Shadow Lord and they love Darth Maul, they'll watch it. This is great news. But they go on. Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord has already broken records claiming a rare perfect 100% score to date on Rotten Tomatoes after its premiere, and continued to gain praise weekly from press and fans alike, like ourselves, if you look at the scores in the chat. Critics highlight the elevated animation style and the dark, gritty, noir-inspired storyline that bring one of the franchise's most compelling villains into the spotlight. Yes. I mean, couldn't have said it better myself. The first episode hits 4.1 million views globally after 7 days streaming on Disney+. It's also currently #1 trending on Disney Plus in the United States and has ranked as one of the top titles on Disney Plus's top 10 every single day since it premiered. So you're talking for the last 16, 17-ish days. It's been #1 on Disney Plus, in the top 10, but it's been mostly at #1 right now for Disney Plus top 10. So here's what Dave Filoni had to say about it. I'm very proud of our team as they continue to challenge themselves to raise the bar on our animated shows, says Lucasfilm President and Chief Creative Officer Dave Filoni. So they're keeping both titles? Okay. They've done a fantastic job delivering something new and exciting with this series, and we are really happy that fans are enjoying it. You can say that again. But don't just take our word, watch it yourselves, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so breaking records, 4.1 million views for an animated show. 4.1 million views. Yeah, it looks like Star Wars is dead. Yeah, so Star Wars is pretty much dead. Here's the gist. 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, dead. 4.1 million views, dead. The only thing that people are talking about right now is Maul Shadow Lord. We're getting a whole freaking panel about Mandalorian and Grogu tonight, and the excitement for that as it is in 30-something days, 37 days, 36 days, 35 days, 30-something days. So yeah, all in all, Star Wars is 100% dead, and anybody who says otherwise is an idiot.
Incorrect.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a Star Wars fan, I have not seen the Star Wars fandom as active than right now. Now, maybe around the time of The Mandalorian Season 2. Maybe. But right now, with the perfect storm of not just Maul Shadow Lord, but The Mandalorian and Grogu's in a month, Ahsoka Season 2 has all this anticipation because Season 1 was a massive cliffhanger. The Star Wars fandom is just bouncing off the walls. People are excited. If you like animated Star Wars, you got it. If you like movies for Star Wars, you got it. If you like the live action shows, you got it. Hell, if you even like the anime Star Wars stuff with Star Wars Visions, you got it. So they're firing on all cylinders right now. And Star Wars has never been this alive, I suppose. But breaking those records is very, very cool and great to see. So Maul Shadow Lord is doing great. It's doing great. But let's talk some Mandalorian and Grogu. Because not only can you now see the listings for times at your theaters, you can see show times. You can't buy the tickets yet. I'm assuming that that's going to happen either tonight or tomorrow. It says available soon. But you can now see the times. So that's a big deal. But Jon Favreau just had a gigantic Q&A for about an hour where he answered a ton of questions about The Mandalorian and Grogu and gave us some big old updates. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. One of the big complaints that people have had with the live-action Star Wars content on Disney Plus has been the volume, and I guess the overuse of the volume. If you don't know what the volume is, it's this giant, pretty much 360 green screen that they can pretty much do shots in let's put it this way. You can make a stage, you can make a surrounding area, and then for the background, to make the actors make it look more real, and for the camera to make it look more real, you can actually have the background there with the volume. It's not just a green screen. It's not just a blue screen. There's an actual environment on a screen, but it's actually there in front of you. And as the camera moves, the background moves. It's this whole crazy new innovative technology that they've been using with The Mandalorian. And Jon Favreau says the technology, like the volume, is used a lot less in The Mandalorian and Grogu than with the show. As he says, a lot of sets were built and a lot of it was shot on location for the new film. And they even go further than that, as he does confirm that an entire sequence of the movie was entirely stop motion. Entirely stop motion. So you're going back to the days of the AT-AT fight on the Battle of Hoth. Like, you're talking stop motion of the Rancor in Return of the Jedi. They're going a full sequence of stop motion. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that sequence is the one outside of the Twin Huts' throne room with the giant droids, because we got that in sort of a trailer. So that seems to be where they're going with this. But an entire sequence of this will be stop motion. Sadly, CinemaCon does not do any of these panels like actually live, so we're just getting the news as it comes to us. But he also goes on to say that they've been talking about doing some Mandalorian-related things on the big screen for a long time. This does back up our rumors and speculation that there will be a Mando trilogy, and that they've been talking about a Mando trilogy for years, since they announced Dave Filoni's Mandoverse combination film 3 years ago. The one that's supposed to bring together all the characters of The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, and the Book of Boba Fett. That movie. They've been talking about this for a long time. I think still, because Disney needs proven success, they need box office returns that actually show success. I think still they need the Mandalorian and Grogu movie to be successful to greenlight a trilogy. I think they... Let me put it this way. If we were sitting here getting excited for a Mando trilogy, if we were sitting here predicting what could happen in a possible episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3 of an entire trilogy, our conversations would be going a lot differently. However, we are not talking about that. We are talking about this being a standalone film as of right now. And I think, now granted, this is why I don't have the job, but I think if I were in charge of Disney, the best way to promote this movie would be to announce that it's the beginning of a trilogy. The amount of hype that would grow just from that alone would be enormous. So maybe they do. Maybe in 3 weeks from now, they're going to go, hey, you know that Mandalorian and Grogu movie? Yeah, that's the beginning of a trilogy. And I'll go, that's awesome. Or maybe they don't. Maybe they have to wait and see. But either way, I mean, tell me in the chat, do you think the Mandalorian and Grogu should be the beginning of a new trilogy? Yes or no? Do you think you would be more excited? Do you think the fandom would be more excited? I certainly do. Let me actually put this up in a poll. Let's poll it up, chat. Let's poll it up. If you have not already, smash a freaking like on this stream. I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. But let's do this. Do you think Mando and Grogu is the beginning of a new trilogy? Yes or no? Do you think we will get a full-on Mandoverse trilogy with Dave Filoni's movie being the second in the trilogy, and then a third movie capping it off with the Big Blue Meanie being the main villain as the heir to the Empire? You can even call it the heir to the Empire trilogy if you want. And having all of our heroes from the Mandoverse time being the ones who take him down. The people who have fought him before already. The Rebels crew. Does Bo-Katan actually... I don't think Bo-Katan really goes toe-to-toe with Thrawn, but either way. All these people. Yeah. Okay. If they announced it earlier, it would just be more grift for the haters. True, but I mean, it's going to be regardless. I think people would be more hyped up if it was a trilogy. I think a lot of people are still seeing The Mandalorian and thinking that it's a show, or seeing that it's just a continuation of that show. And that's great and all, because The Mandalorian's a great show, but if you want it to be something else, something for people to look forward to, and think about cast your mind back to 2015 or 2014 when they announced the sequel trilogy. And the amount of buzz around that. Luke Skywalker, Leia, and Han are back. And, of course, the speculation and the theories run wild. Who is Snoke? All this, like, who is Kylo Ren? Like, when the trailer first dropped, that would be a bigger deal. Yeah, I think so. That doesn't even make sense. I'd rather get a Mandoverse trilogy after The Mandalorian and Grogu. Let it set the scene, and then we can get into the nitty-gritty stuff. Well, you're going to have The Mandalorian and Grogu set up Ahsoka Season 2 quite a bit. And I think Ahsoka Season 2 is going to set up the next movie. So you're going to bounce off of the Disney Plus shows and the movies, which will be very interesting to see how that goes. Yeah. Okay, but continuing. Jon Favreau does say that they've been talking for a long time about The Mandalorian coming to the big screen. Yeah. He also went on to say, because he was asked about the future of The Mandalorian, he said, I don't know if there's any more Mando movies planned. I'm just focused on this right now. Now, granted, we don't have a video of him saying this, but I can pretty much guarantee he's lying. He is lying to us. Liar! Obviously, it would ruin the surprise if it is the truth, or if it is a lie. But either way, I think behind the scenes, him and Dave, they got a plan. What that plan is, not quite sure. A lot of it probably does depend on how well The Mandalorian and Grogu does. if it's a success in the box office, if it makes $1 billion. Here's the blue skies, sunshiny day scenario. The Mandalorian and Grogu is wildly successful. It recaptures the success of the show, which is by far their biggest show on Disney+. The Grogu love is there, and the action is awesome. And it even connects to maybe the remnant of the Empire, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and the greater story of what's happening right now. Maybe even connects to the future of the First Order and Snoke, like the series did as well. It's wildly successful. It makes $1 billion. And we are having a great conversation about how this is going to be turned into a trilogy, how it perfectly sets up Ahsoka Season 2, how we are just living it up as Star Wars fans. That is the perfect situation. Now, the doom and gloom, fiery hellscape scenario is this movie bombs. It does what Solo did in the box office, where it only makes maybe $300 million, and it actually loses money. That goes on to affect Ahsoka Season 2, and then this so-called Mando trilogy never happens. And then we're in a little bit of a limbo land with what do we do with the heir to the Empire? What do we do with Thrawn? Because Thrawn, although he has not been seen in The Mandalorian yet, he is mentioned in Season 3. And of course, he's in Ahsoka Season 1. He's the main big blue meanie. So even in that doom and gloom situation, even if the Mandalorian and Grogu movie bombs, which I don't think it will, there will still be a future for those characters. Not just in Grogu, but there's a future for those characters in general. So in terms of what the future looks like for the Mandalorian, it depends on the movie. It absolutely depends on the movie. But you could be looking at a possible trilogy. That's all I'm going to say. And it might be incredible. Okay, so is there more for Mando movies? I don't know. I'm just focused on this right now. Sure, John. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Now, he does get asked about Lucasfilm in the future. There's been a big change. President Kathleen Kennedy is gone. President Lin-Win and Dave Filoni are here. So here's what he had to say about Lucasfilm and the changing moving forward. I think there's exploration going on about how to meet audience where they are, whether it's for streaming or in theaters. So this is about the future of content for Star Wars. We know we're going back to the theater for the first time in 6.5 years. Not to be confused with 7.5 years, 6.5 years. Meaning, back in 2019, when The Rise of Skywalker came out and The Mandalorian was coming out on the small screen on Disney+, since 2019, we haven't gotten a Star Wars movie, and Star Wars has exclusively lived on Disney+. So we've never had a time where, for multiple stretch of years, we have Disney Plus shows and the movies. Because we already have 2 movies announced with release dates. Mandalorian and Grogu comes out in 30-something days, and Starfighter comes out in a year from now. So at some point in there, we're going to get Ahsoka Season 2, and hopefully even another live-action show, which I do have a little bit of a news to that as well. But the future of what Star Wars content is going to look like, I should say, is however these next few years go. If Starfighter is wildly successful, if Ahsoka Season 2 is wildly successful, and The Mandalorian and Grogu as well, then you're going to see this trend continue. I think the perfect balance is one animated show like Maul Shadow Lord, one live action show like Ahsoka Season 2, and one movie like The Mandalorian and Grogu. Every year. It's not too saturated. You're not getting 3 or 4 shows like Marvel was doing for a couple of years. You're not getting 3 or 4 movies like Marvel was doing for a couple of years. It's the perfect balance. It's just enough for normie fans to be satisfied. It's just enough for hardcore fans to be satisfied. I think we are going to see the perfect balance. Having said that, if The Mandalorian bombs, then a random guy with a lightsaber movie will bomb too. Oh, you're talking about Starfighter? Maybe. I think Starfighter is going to ride the wave of Ryan Gosling, because Ryan Gosling is one of the biggest actors in Hollywood right now, especially coming off the backs of Project Hail Mary. So I think the cast is going to get a lot of butts in seats for Starfighter. Same with, of course, The Mandalorian and Grogu. They brought in Sigourney Weaver for a reason. Pedro Pascal is still one of the biggest actors in Hollywood right now. But what The Mandalorian and Grogu has that Starfighter doesn't is legacy characters. I guess you can consider The Mandalorian a legacy character at this point, but it has recognizable faces. Din Djarin and Grogu. And I'm sure we'll see other ones, but Zeb Orrelios and Embo and Hutz and a bunch of recognizable faces. Stinky, Rada. So a bunch of recognizable faces that will draw in more people. Yes, Sigourney, yeah, my fault. Yes. But the panel for CinemaCon for Disney just started, so we'll keep our eye out for that. Keep our eyes peeled for any updates on that. I'm sure they're either going to start with The Mandalorian and Grogu or end with The Mandalorian and Grogu news, or Star Wars, I should say, because there's still Marvel stuff they want to get to. There's still Toy Story 5 they want to get to. So there's plenty of other things that they will, of course, want to talk about. But, yeah. All right, let's talk about that other... Yeah, so this is what we're supposed to be looking at today. The Mandalorian and Grogu will be the focal point of Disney's panel at CinemaCon. The Jon Favreau directed continuation / series finale of the Star Wars Disney Plus show is first out the gate on Memorial Day weekend, and will be a major focal point for the studio's CinemaCon presentation in Las Vegas with fresh footage, meaning new trailer, and an appearance from the title characters. So it has been foretold that Pedro Pascal will be in attendance at CinemaCon. So expect to see him on stage, expect to see Grogu on stage, and expect to see Jon Favreau on stage with fresh footage for the movie. That's what we are supposed to be expecting with this panel that just began a couple minutes ago. So let's watch out for that. Now, if you want to start the speculation wheel turning, take a look at this. So Ahsoka Season 2, as of right now, is the only live-action Star Wars show that we know of. The only one. However, this is coming from Fives Walker, who has been right in the past. I am not very sure on his, or her, I guess, percentage of being correct. So take this with a massive grain of salt. However, Lucasfilm started a writer's room for a new live-action show, keyword there is new, in January-ish. Love this, the specificity here. No other info on what it is. So in terms of what the next live-action show could be something completely new. It could be a second season of Skeleton Crew. It could be a second season of Kenobi or Book of Boba Fett, or if we're lucky, Acolyte. But it could be something completely new. So I guess my question to you, Chet, Old Republic live action show, please, is what would you want it to be? If you were in charge, if you had the keys to the kingdom, what would you make? What would you do? What do you hope this show ends up being? Because Ahsoka Season 2 being the only announced live-action Disney Plus show does not mean it will be the last. I can guarantee you that much. I can guarantee you that. A Vader series? I think Vader has enough story told. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'd love a Vader something, but an entire series? He's got 6 movies. He's in Kenobi. He's in Rebels. He's going to be in Maul Shadow Lord. He's in the Jedi games. He's in the comics. He's in the book. He's in everything. So I don't know about that. Old Republic anything would be awesome. And new live action show does make you think maybe they're going to go to a different time period. Old Republic would be insane. A Bo-Katan show, I don't know if they would focus fully on her character alone. Luke Skywalker Jedi Academy. As much as I would love that to be live action, if they're going to do a Luke Skywalker Jedi Temple show, it's most likely going to be animated. I would say, yeah, most likely going to be animated. 98% sure it would be animated. Because to make it live action, you'd have to either recast Luke, Leia, and Han, and Lando, and everybody, or you would deepfake them, which would be extremely difficult if they are the main characters of the show. You know? Can never have enough of Vader. True. A Bane trilogy? Now you're talking my language. Again, anything Old Republic would be great. But I don't know if they're ready to go there. I know we just got an announcement of the fate of the Old Republic video game, but that's not going to come out for at least 2 more years. At least. So maybe this writer's room they just started for this live action show is a show that we won't see for at least another 2 years. And maybe it is something Old Republic related, which would be awesome. But I'm not going to get my hopes too high. Okay, it's happening. Old Republic, here we come. Let's go!
I got a bad feeling about this.
Look what you've done, chat. Look what you've done to me. This is your fault. This is your fault. All right. In other Mandalorian and Grogu news, we did get a new Lego set announced for the Mandalorian and Grogu. And might I say, this makes no sense at all. No sense. New Lego Star Wars set for the Mandalorian. The N1 Starfighter. Lego's latest Star Wars set is perfectly timed. The Mandalorian N1 Starfighter will be recreated in Lego bricks forms just in time for Lucasfilm's annual May the 4th celebration, and to build the hype for The Mandalorian and Grogu, which docks into movie theaters on May 22nd. This is odd. This is odd for so many reasons. So many reasons. One, the N1 Starfighter is nowhere to be seen in The Mandalorian and Grogu trailers. Nowhere. We are getting a new Razor Crest. Now, cast your mind back. Didn't they release a Razor Crest Lego set right before The Mandalorian Season 2? Right before they destroyed the Razor Crest? Spoiler alert. I still think Dave Bautista would make a great Darth Bane. Well, that's because you just have a great brain. That's because you're really smart. That's because you are a genius and should work at Lucasfilm. True story. Didn't they release a Razor Crest Lego set right before they destroyed it in Season 2 of The Mandalorian? So it seems like they might be doing the exact same thing here. Because the N1 Starfighter is nowhere to be seen in any of the Mandalorian and Grogu marketing. It's all about this new Razor Crest. And they're releasing this Lego set right before the destruction of the great N1 Starfighter. And the coolest part of all this is I think that Embo is going to be the one who destroys it. Now, I really like the N1 Starfighter. I really do. It's a really cool ship. I think Din Djarin just fits well in it. It fits Grogu well. But Embo destroying it is going to be insane. It's going to be so damn cool. First time watching live? Ooh, love to see that. How we doing?
Hello there.
So N1 Starfighter for a Lego set is pretty cool, but it's confusing. Like, why are they doing that when they're about to destroy the set? About to destroy it in the movie? Okay. More towards that, we do have another Lego set. Where is this? There it is. another Lego set that was just announced too, which is the Darksaber. And just like the Razor Crest blew up in Mando Season 2, just like the N1 Starfighter is probably going to be destroyed in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, this weapon has been destroyed as well. Either Lego is really lagging behind their Disney Plus watching, or we're getting another Darksaber. We talked about this on Tuesday's live stream, but the Darksaber is technically in Maul's possession. Now, Maul is not wielding the Darksaber right now in Maul Shadow Lord, but things could change. Things could change. And yes, I do like the theory that Grogu could eventually be the one who builds a second Darksaber. That'd be awesome, because the first ever Mandalorian Jedi made the only ever Darksaber. If the second ever Mandalorian Jedi, Grogu, made a Darksaber, that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Either way, it's a very interesting timing to do a Darksaber Lego set. Might I add, this is awesome and I will be obtaining it. So a sucker is born every day, and I am that sucker, and I'm born every day. This is awesome, but it does indicate that maybe we could be getting some Darksaber in Maul Shadow Lord, or maybe we could be getting a new Darksaber crafted by Grogu, if we could be so lucky. Now, let me get to these super chats really quickly, because I almost forgot about the first one that rolled in, as per usual. Darth Plagueis lives with a very generous $5 holla. I appreciate that quite a bit. Says, what are the chances that we actually see a Starfighter trailer? And thank you for moving your live stream today, Mike. Of course, if there's a gigantic panel for Star Wars CinemaCon, I'm there for it. Okay, but getting back to the first half of that super chat, what are the chances we get a Starfighter trailer? Released publicly, 0%. 0% chance. However, shown to the people at CinemaCon, Ryan Gosling coming out on stage at CinemaCon, I'd say it's pretty likely. Maybe up in the like 70s, 80%, because Ryan Gosling is already there this week. He's there to promote a different movie. I forget what movie that is, but he's there for a different movie. So he's already there. So we might as well stay for Starfighter. And as I mentioned earlier on in this live stream, we got a Mandalorian and Grogu trailer well over a year and a half ago at a D23. Again, it wasn't released publicly, but it was leaked out online. And I think we could be getting something similar to that with Starfighter today. Maybe it'll be leaked out online, but people in attendance will get to see a first look at Star Wars Starfighter. Yeah. The Typhoonium with a very generous $5 holla says, my 4 potential shows would be 1, Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy. Nice. 2, Darth Plagueis. I just want a Darth Plagueis show. Well, obviously because Plagueis is awesome and you could turn it into a young Palpatine show and have Darth Tenebrous involved in all that. But also to give me some more Chimere. To bring Manny Jacinto back to Star Wars. To finish off the loose ends that the Acolyte gave us, even if it's not an Acolyte Season 2, just to finish it off. I'll take a Plagueis show. Number 3, Dark Lords, The Rise of Darth Vader. Okay, a Vader show. And number 4, Old Republic, starring Exar Kun. Interesting. You'd start with Exar Kun. But still, yes, I agree with all 4 of those ideas. This is a live-action show, though, according to the leak. So I think Luke Skywalker's Academy is out. But the other 3 are all great options. All villains, by the way. Just saying. But yeah, all great options. The other bit of news here was this sort of teaser for merch dropped. Take a look at this. This is theater merch for The Mandalorian being hinted at, I guess. Let's make this bigger. So I think these are popcorn buckets or other things that you can get at the theater to when you go see The Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sorry. I got a text. Okay, so important message. So we're looking at popcorn buckets slash. This looks like clearly a cup. that's a sippy cup right there. That's a Slurpee cup. Mando's helmet. A.T. Walker popcorn bucket, I guess. The Twin Huts, maybe. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Looks like Grogu's ears, but he's not that big. Unless they cut Grogu in half. Oh my God, is Grogu gonna die in the Mandalorian and Grogu movie?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Okay, no. This looks like, you know what this really looks like to me? I guess it doesn't. Never mind. I take it back. I take it back. Oh, wait, go back. Grogu holding a popcorn bucket. Oh, I guess that's it. Those are our 4 things. So it looks like popcorn buckets and drink cup things for the Mandalorian and Grogu. Again, things that we are supposed to be expecting here at this panel. Let's actually refresh our feed here and see if we're getting anything. Oh. We got an inside man here. Oh, never mind. It's Brandon Davis. Okay. We got this. Nice. Okay, so we got that. Huh. So it looks like all the people in attendance to this panel got that same Mandalorian and Grogu thing. Indeed. It looks like nothing has happened yet. Forged for IMAX. This is cool. That's pretty cool. All right, so we'll keep an eye out for that. While we do wait, there was a big announcement for Disney Parks, for all those park people, as Han Solo, and this has been met with a ton of backlash, I might add. Han Solo has been revealed, and actually Princess Leia Organa was revealed today as well. So this was the announcement. Let me actually pull it up on something else here instead. So this was the announcement today of the reveal. Actually, it was yesterday for Han Solo and today for Leia. But let me pull this up. Hang on. But it's been met with a ton of backlash just because he doesn't look exactly like Harrison Ford, which to me is insane. These are people playing a role at the parks. But what are you going to do, I guess? What is happening? Why is this not working? Technology sucks. You know that, Chet? Technology's the worst. It never works when you want it to. It doesn't make any sense. Like what are you serious? Okay. Be that way then. You know what? Be that way. Okay. So here it is. So this was the Leia announcement today. Whoa, that's loud. Holy crap. Sorry, Chad. That was deafening. Hang on. That was the Leia one. It says beginning April 29th at Galaxy's Edge. And then this was the Han one. All right, we're muting it. So, as per usual, the backlash is insane on this. So, there's that. Because nothing good can ever happen with Star Wars fans. You know? Yeah. We got this, actually. Let's watch this.
I'm not afraid of you.
It's not that you are afraid, it's that you are weak.
It's just funny to me because I got a feeling with Maul Shadow Lord. You know, people are giving it credit, which is unusual, but people are giving it like really high ratings for the most part, which is unusual. Why is my computer working so slowly today? What is with it? What is going on, chat? I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. Okay. But when you look at the ratings, 100% on critic review, 94 on audience score. People are really, really hyped about this show. But I got a feeling that when it comes to Maul Shadow Lord, we will be talking about it in 10 years as if it was the greatest thing to ever grace our screens. It will become the Clone Wars in a way, where now we talk about the Clone Wars and it is just this legendary thing that we all love so much. Yeah, the Clone Wars has a ton of filler episodes. Yeah, a lot of the episodes are just like whatever. But the arcs that are incredible, which there are a ton of, are what you remember and what you love. The clone arcs in Umbara and Siege of Mandalore and the Maul stuff and the bombing arc and all that. Clone Wars has become this legend to Star Wars fans. And I got a strange feeling that Maul is going to turn into that. Because it could run for 3 or 4 seasons, or maybe 5 or 6 seasons, or maybe 7 or 8 seasons. Probably not. But it could run for 3 or 4 seasons, and it could just grow that legend. Just like Rebels. Because when Rebels first released, it was on Disney XD. Nobody was watching it. Well, not nobody, but not a lot of people were watching it. And now, granted, it's probably because a lot of those characters have come over to live action. And now people want to go back and watch those stories. But still, what they were doing on Disney XD in the 2010s is just insane. The storytelling with the Ghost Crew is just some of the greatest we've ever seen. So I think Maul is going to get that similar treatment. Where, yeah, people are talking about it right now. People are excited for it right now. And it's getting good reviews. But it's going to become something of a legend. Like Luke Skywalker in the sequel trilogy. Where you're like, that guy, he's awesome. You know? And by that, I mean, like, when you're thinking back to the original trilogy, Luke Skywalker, of course. Yeah. 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 Okay, but that's the Maul Shadow Lord stuff. Now, wait. Okay, we talked about that. Okay. As I was saying, the Mandalorian and Grogu listings, showtimes, have been released, and with the tickets coming soon. So, of course, check your theaters nearby and see what the times are, because you're going to want to get your tickets fast before it sells out. We are still doing the in-person live watch party in Boston. So if you can get to Boston, your ticket is completely free. Completely free for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. We'll be watching it on IMAX, because there is no other way. And I will be getting a lot of tickets, so there will be enough. We'll just put it at that. In-person watch party, Boston, Massachusetts. If you can get there, your ticket is completely free, and you'll have a free ticket to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. That's where we're at, okay? But it'll probably be Thursday night. If that, yeah, okay, that, yeah. Sorry. Tickets on sale now, or tickets coming soon, sorry. The listings are there now, so you can see what time you can get, but you can't buy the ticket just yet. All right, we got a new member. Hang on. Oh, Just Raccoonar. Is this Darth Raccoonar? Just Raccoonar. Welcome to the people who love Star Wars. Welcome to the people who love Star Wars. Just Raccoonar at the night level. I appreciate that quite a bit. Oh, that was exhausting. I got you. Whew. Okay. Here we go. All right. Where were we? Sorry. All right. Let's see if anything has happened on the CinemaCon stage yet. Let us refresh our pages. There's just a big poster for the Mandalorian and Grogu there. That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Here's a poster. Grogu's flipping us off. Iman Esfandi is in Brand New Day. Yeah, he's in the new Spider-Man movie, which is actually awesome. That, Jabba the Hutt has made his way to Spider-Man. Crazy. Crazy. How much is an Uber from Logan to the theater? I actually don't know. I have no idea. I've actually never taken an Uber before, which sounds crazy, but here we are. Here we are. No way. Matthew Bellany interviewed Jon Favreau today, and he posted this, and we missed it? Damn it. I wonder if he actually used those questions. I doubt it. Okay. However. All right. Let's see. We got anything yet? Jon Favreau on more Mandalorian and Grogu movies. Oh, we already talked about that. Disney panel has begun. We know that. Oh, here's some more info on the Star Wars Celebration front. Jedi Master VIP ticket costs... Whoa. Costs $1,210.99. $1,210.99. That is such an oddly specific number. You might as well have just made it $1,213.26 or something random like that. But 4-day adult tickets, so all 4 days, is $260.99. Actually, that's not bad at all. So that Jedi VIP probably gets you access to like everything because it's $1,000 more. A 1-day ticket, so just for 1 day, is only $91. Why did I think this was going to be way more expensive? This is just like a ticket for like a Comic-Con or something. Like this isn't nearly as expensive as I thought it was going to be. A 1-day ticket for an adult on Thursday, though, is even cheaper at $76. 4 days for a child is $105. 4 days for a kid on Friday, Sunday, or Saturday, is $46. And then a kid, can I pass as a kid? Is that a possibility? Can I get the kid discount? Could I pass as a child? Could I pass as a child? Chat. The VIP is awesome. I don't doubt it. I mean, for that price, it's probably incredible. But what about the VIP as a child? Sorry. Okay. But those are the prices for the tickets. Again, May 6th. May 6th. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it. May 6th. All right. Those are the ticket prices. Oh, here's Jon Favreau. More on The Mandalorian and Grogu. George Lucas, mentioning the man, the myth, the legend himself. George Lucas dropped us in the middle of a storyline, but I never felt like I was lost. Interesting. I think anyone who is a fan of sci-fi will be able to jump in. So this is, again, the problem that Star Wars has always had from the beginning of time, and that is George Lucas starting in the middle of a story and talking about the Clone Wars, talking about Anakin, talking about all this stuff that happened before that nobody knew about at the time. Can you watch any Star Wars project without having seen anything else before? Sam Witwer for the Maul Shadow Lord series said, nope, you can watch Maul Shadow Lord without having seen anything else and you'll be perfectly fine. And through 4 episodes, he is 100% right. You didn't even know who Maul was. They give him an introduction. Darth Maul, which is crazy. So The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to probably work the exact same way. You won't have to have seen anything else before for it to make sense. And just like George Lucas dropped us in the middle of a story and we never felt lost, The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to do the exact same thing. It'll be interesting. Because with The Mandalorian, with A New Hope, let's say, because that was the first ever Star Wars, we get introduced to Vader immediately and Tarkin almost immediately. So you know who the villains are. You know who the bad guys are. With The Mandalorian and Grogu, unless we start with them on a mission, maybe the snowy, icy planet with the AT walkers, maybe that's the opening scene of the movie. But unless we do that, we need to know, we won't know who the villains are. For somebody who's never seen Star Wars before and doesn't know what The Mandalorian is, you have to establish who the villains are. Just like they do with Vader in the first scene of A New Hope. And we don't really even know who the villains are. We know Embo's going to be in it. We know the Hutts are going to be in it. We know that Shadow Council members will be in it. but that doesn't mean they're going to be the main villains. The Big Blue Meanie is the overarching threat, but The Mandalorian Season 1, 2, 3 had Moff Gideon. He was the big bad, and you knew he was the big bad, and he was a great big bad. But now he's dead. As much as many of you may want to think he's still alive, he is dead. So who then is the big villain of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? It'd be great if they just weren't telling us and it was Thrawn this whole time. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh my God, Ryan Gosling is in our chat right now. That's crazy. Okay, can I get some good cups follow orders in the chat, please? Bumpa. What a great movie. Revenge of the Sith, you know? Fantastic movie. But it is great to see Jon Favreau is always mentioning George Lucas and how the original trilogy in particular influences this movie and all that. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool. All right. Let's refresh our page again, see if we got any new updates here from the CinemaCon. Whoa. This is... What? Okay, now I'm a little bit jealous. Now I'm a little jealous. Now I'm a little bit jealous. The first 20 minutes of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie will reportedly be screened today at CinemaCon. What? The first 20 minutes of the movie will be screened at CinemaCon. Now, here's the good and bad of this. The good being a description of the first 20 minutes will be put online. The other good of this is that probably means that the first 20 minutes are all one sequence, are all one scene, are all one arc, or whatever you want to call it. So this makes me believe that the AT-AT scene, the giant opening, giant fight scene with the AT-ATs on that snowy, icy planet, could be the opening of this movie. Great action-packed opening where Din and Grogu are blowing up things. Grogu's using the Force. You see him destroy the mouse droid in one of the trailers. You see Din enter the same room as the Shadow Council meeting with the Imperial Warlord there and use his flamethrower. So I think this means the first 20 minutes of the movie are all in the same location in the opening sequence. And then the bad news of this is they get to watch the first 20 minutes of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, and I don't! No, but that is, I'm jealous now. Yeah, I'm jealous. How quickly can we get to Las Vegas, chat? How quickly can a plane fly from one side of the country to the other? So this actually does make me think the first 20 minutes of the movie will be all, I guess, in the same place. Yeah. In the same place. But that's crazy. First 20 minutes. So this panel is going to be pretty crazy. The first 20 minutes are being shown. They could be being shown right now as we speak. This might be happening right now. Oh, yeah. Jon Favreau did talk about AI, and he has a pretty interesting take on it. So Jon Favreau's take on AI today was, we need to have a better conversation around AI, or better conversations around AI. There's a lot of confusion around what that term means. Once we get aligned with guilds, studios, and audiences, we can start exploring where and how to use it. Because, as I always say, AI has two different faces. It's Two-Face from Batman. One side of it is a great tool to help with everything. Editing, making stuff like Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett, and all those great things. The other side is Terminator, is take over the world, is the end of human existence as we know it. Yeah. But, as he says, once we get aligned with regulations on AI, guilds, studios, audiences, all that stuff, they can explore it and use it as a tool. If you want a Luke Skywalker in the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie, the only way you're doing that is with AI. So Yeah. Yeah. There we are. That's it. It is a valid take. It is a valid take because there's a lot of tools out there that use AI. Maybe not the entire thing is AI itself, but again, when you say the word AI, artificial intelligence, we've been programmed to think Terminator, we are all dead. We're all dead. This is not where I thought this live stream was going to go here, but we are programmed to think that because of movies, because of just, all the horrible things you hear online. But there is a good side to the AI battle. And that's what Jon Favreau is talking about here too. Especially with Star Wars. Because yes, this doesn't mean no more practical effects. He even talks about how the Mandalorian and Grogu is using more practical effects than ever since the original trilogy because he loved that aspect of it. It doesn't mean we're not going to get stop motions. He just confirmed that we're getting a whole sequence of stop motion in this movie. It doesn't mean we're going away from actors and actresses. Again, they have to put guidelines on it so that doesn't happen, but they can use it as a tool to give us a Luke Skywalker's face. Still got Mark Hamill behind it. Mark Hamill's still doing the performance. There's still actors there, but it's used as a tool to help benefit the story. There's different things going there. Yeah. Terminator, we're all doomed. Of course. Of course. Okay. But continuing. All right. Yeah, we know it's about to begin. This panel began 30 minutes ago. Oh, wait. Here is the upcoming slate for Disney. This is what is on stage right now. So upcoming slate for Star Wars, or for everything, I guess. Starting with Devil Wears Prada on May 1st. And then 3 weeks later, Mandalorian and Grogu. Then Toy Story 5 on June 19th. Yes, June 19th. Then only a couple weeks later, Moana live action on July 10th. Spider-Man's not on here because Sony owns it. I was confused for a second. Then August 9th is Super Troopers 3. I didn't even know they were making another Super Troopers movie. Okay. August 28th is The Dog Stars. Never heard of it. Then we go to October 16th, which is Whale Fall? Whale Fall? That whale better not be falling on me. November 6th is The Wild, or is it The Wild? What does that say? Wild Horse 9. Don't know what that is. November 25th is Hexed. Don't know what that is. And then Avengers Doomsday is December 18th to end off this year. Then into 2027, in February, a new Ice Age movie. What is that, like Ice Age 19? What Ice Age movie are we on by now? What Ice Age is this? I have no idea. And then on March 5th of 2027 is Gatto. The cat movie. It's a Pixar movie. I have seen something for this. And then not on the screen, but I guess later on in 2027 is Star Wars Starfighter. But this looks to be just 2026 and then the first two projects for Disney in 2027. That's crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 movies. 10 Disney movies for the remainder of the year. And there was already Hopper this year, which was Disney. And I feel like there was another one too. How many Disney movies are coming out this year? At least 11. At least 11. Will we get a Doomsday trailer with RDJ on screen? I doubt it. But, oh my God, you guys are crazy. 2 Ice, 2 H. Is it the Fast and Furious franchise now? That is great. Okay. But I doubt we will get a Doomsday trailer just because it's so far away. Actually, I take that back. They gave us Doomsday teaser trailers like 4 months ago. So I guess I don't really know. Yeah. This was also on screen. So we're getting a little bit more here. Disney, Walt Disney Animation Studios, Marvel, Pixar, Lucasfilm, 20th Century Fox, and Searchlight Pictures. So this is just all the Disney umbrella of movie studios that they own. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right. Nothing there. Nothing there. Patiently waiting. Patiently waiting. All right, while we wait, let's talk about Maul Shadow Lord predictions. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's talk about episode 5, titled Inquisition, and episode 6, the night of the... Oh, wait. Jon Favreau is on stage. Jon Favreau is on stage. Alert the media. Okay, let's do this. Jon Favreau reveals there are over 49 minutes of expanded aspect ratio for the large format theaters in The Mandalorian and Grogu. That means it changes aspects throughout the movie? What movie did that before? Is there a new trailer? What? Is there already a new trailer? Mike, what do you think of the new Moana movie? Okay, here's my take on Moana live action for a second. Just a real quick take. Why? That's my take. Didn't Moana come out like 3 years ago? Okay, maybe not 3, but not that long ago. And I get the live action remakes of like The Lion King. The Lion King's like 20 plus years old. But Moana, Star Wars just posted a new trailer. If you are bamboozling me right now, I'm going to be upset. But if you're not bamboozling me right now, I'm going to be extremely excited. So I hope you're not. Let's see. Oh my God, you're right. Okay, new Mando trailer. Let's do it. Oh, yes. Okay. Wait. It just dropped 41 seconds ago. Here we go, chat. New Mando trailer. Let's do it.
We've all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a
Chills
child.
already. That's Yoda picking up the
I only hunt
X-Wing.
Imperial war criminals. I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Whoa.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Hey. Strap in.
We need a professional.
Hang on.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
You good? I'll be right behind you. Go. Go!
Mandalorian, you will suffer. Then it will be his turn.
Monsters. The old protect the young. And then the young. Protect the old. It's time.
Are you scared? You should be.
Good job, baby.
This is the way.
Okay. Oh my God. Talk about a trailer. Are you kidding me? Okay. So it opens with literally goosebumps down my entire arm, with the same music that plays. I don't even know if it's Yoda's theme or not, but it's the same music that plays when Yoda lifts the X-Wing out of the swamp in Dagobah, which is bonkers. So, jeez, this is so crazy. It's only a 2-minute and 12-second trailer. That felt like 20 minutes. That felt like I was just watching the whole movie, and it was awesome. This is by far the best trailer that they've had for this film, and this is going to get people talking. Embo, way better looks at him. That Anzellan, like I told you guys, is going to die, is a goner for sure. Let's watch it through one more time, and then we'll start to break it down. I was just in shock. Let's watch it one more time.
We've all heard stories
Oh,
of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
I only hunt Imperial war criminals. I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Hey.
Oh, the horrible baby. The bad baby.
Strap in.
that is awesome.
We need a professional.
Hang on.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
You good? I'll be right behind you. Go. Go!
Mandalorian, you will suffer. Then it will be his turn.
Monsters. The old protect the young. And then the young. Protect the old. It's time.
Are you scared? You should be.
Good job, baby.
This is the way.
They did it. They did it. I mean, this is exactly what we needed as we are now 37, 36 days away from this movie. This is exactly the push that they needed. Now, granted, there's going to be plenty more marketing for this movie, but this is exactly what we needed. For people not excited for this movie, this is going to get them excited. And it explains one big problem that people are going to have, which is not knowing these characters because they haven't been on the big screen before. And that goes out the window with Sigourney Weaver saying one line and one line only. Everybody's heard the stories about the Mandalorian bounty hunter and his child. There you go. That's all you need to know. That's all you got. Now let's break this thing down because there's so much going down in this trailer. Oh, I can't get past. This is my favorite. You talk about soundtracks for Star Wars. This is my favorite. This is by far my favorite of anything. You talk about Duel of the Fates. You talk about Across the Stars. This right here of Luke, of Yoda lifting up the X-Wing out of the swamp on Dagobah. It is by far my favorite soundtrack of any Star Wars ever. And throwing it in this trailer just blew my freaking balls off. Okay, here we go.
We've all heard stories
It gets me every freaking time. Okay, we've all heard stories.
of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
And a child. Okay, so let's start here. First and foremost, we still don't know what Grogu's doing by himself. We still don't know what he's doing by himself. Okay? It's not Dagobah. It's not Dagobah, Mike. Okay, my brain really wants to say it's Dagobah just because of the music, but it's not. Maybe it is. Okay,
We've
stop.
all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
This city planet, I do not think is going to be Coruscant. I think it will be Nar Shaddaa. It is the criminal underworld planet that is in Hutt space, and it makes more sense because that's where Stinky the Hutt would be. And I don't think this giant gladiator ring sort of thing with Stinky and gambling and all that would happen on Coruscant. Maybe in the lower levels, but we're looking at an upper level thing here.
I only hunt Imperial war criminals.
I only hunt Imperial war criminals. So that's going to be our starting point here. He's only hunting Imperials, which the Hutts obviously are going to come into play in this, and that's probably the plot of the movie. He has to go do something else instead of hunt Imperial war criminals. But the fact that he's only doing that means he has to know some stuff about the Shadow Council, maybe even about Thrawn or mention of the name. And he's gearing up here with swords.
I'll take out
which is awesome. A bunch of knives, too.
every bad guy in your deck of cards.
Embo, look at that. I don't know where Embo is here. The location is a little... I don't know where he is. That is such a great look at him, though. I really don't think he's going to play that big of a role. Where is this at? This trailer's on YouTube. We're watching it on YouTube right now. It's the Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu final trailer. That's what it's called. So I don't know how much Embo we're going to get in this movie. I still feel like he's just going to be a side villain of a side villain. Is he working with the Hutts? I would assume so. Because I think he'll be the one who brings him in, brings Din Djarin in. I like the Hutt laugh.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
True story. To think this was just going to be about Din and Grogu, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe a mysterious 9 in the back. 9 New Republic ships. We're going to a freaking battle here. Something crazy's going down here. You got X-Wings, Y-Wings, a U-Wing, and whatever that is in the background.
Before going into harm's way.
Is that an A-Wing too? Behind the clouds right there? What is that? I don't know.
Harm's way. Check.
Wait a second. Is that the Ghost? I'm trying to hide it with a cloud. Oh, my head's in the way. What is that right there, Chad? Is this the best? Go to Super 4K. It kind of is shaped as a... Wait. I got to get really close to the screen. One second. That could be the Ghost. That might be the Ghost. What is happening? Stop. What are you doing? No, go.
Way.
No. Let me. They're hiding it with a cloud. That might be the Ghost. They really didn't want us to catch this if that's the truth. It's shaped like the Ghost. How crazy would this be if this was the Ghost? How crazy would it be? Oh, it would change the whole plot of the freaking movie. This would change everything we thought we knew about this ship. That's not the Anzellan ship. It's definitely not the Anzellan ship. Yeah, the Anzellan ship is tiny. Okay, it's shaped like the Ghost. All right. Inconclusive, but maybe the Ghost. It's definitely not the Razor Crest either. The Razor Crest is shaped very differently than that. The Razor Crest would be easily recognizable too.
Harm's way.
All right, continuing.
Check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought.
It's not crazy that because Zeb is in both projects, but as far as we know, Hera and the Ghost and Ezra, they're not in this movie. So this would be insane. All right, we get a great look at Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney in her X-Wing outfit, so she's going to be in action.
Good luck.
Love the little Anzellan ship.
You're gonna need it.
So a little bit of trailer magic going on here as these two scenes are not the same.
Good luck.
This is the Adelphi base.
You're gonna need it.
This is not. This is Navarro. So a little bit of trailer magic going on there where these are supposed to be, you're supposed to think these are the same locations and they're not. but they're scared of Grogu.
Oh, the horrible baby. The bad baby.
Horrible baby. So yeah, Navarro and then the Adelphi base.
Strap in.
Get a great look at Navarro right here. So it's still intact. At one point, we were thinking that maybe Navarro gets completely blown off the map so they can kill off Grief Karga at some point. But this looks to be intact for now. Maybe he comes home to a destroyed Navarro by the Empire. But for now, it's thriving. Navarro's come a long way. From season 1 of Mando, it didn't look anything like this. Nar Shaddaa, I believe.
We need a professional.
I think this is the opening scene. I think this entire Imperial stuff, sorry, with the Shadow Council and everything, and this whole icy planet thing is going to be the opening scene. Now, what planet this is, still unconfirmed, but Ilum would be awesome.
Hang on.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
Why you gotta go and say something like that? Why you gotta go and say something like that, Sigonia? Huh? She says, what happens if you're not there to protect him? That's the question. Grogu's going to be off on his own quite a bit in this movie, and they're even teasing more so at Din Djarin's possible death.
You good?
Incredible shot here. What's the ship coming down behind him? Doesn't Embo have a pretty identifiable ship? Sorry, I don't know why I'm choking on nothing. Okay. Yeah, what ship is this? Okay, great look at Marok there too. Oh, that's probably the landing pads coming down. I was like, what is that? As I said, my prediction reigns true again. We have 3 Anzellans in some scenes and 4 Anzellans in other scenes because this guy is dead, and they even show us in the trailer that this guy is a goner. R.I.P. this Anzellan. Oh, how great it is to be right. All right, so this is Nal Hutta, it looks like. So maybe where Grogu is meditating is on Nal Hutta. So maybe the weird guy in the rocking chair is all these scenes are Nal Hutta, which is the home world of the Hutts, which is where the twin Hutts are going to be. Because this all looks the same. Now, Din Djarin's saying goodbye to Grogu.
Be right behind you.
I'll be right behind you. We've heard those words before. And obviously Din Djarin would not fit on the tiny Anzellan ship anyway.
Go. Go.
Mandalorian.
And then he gets caught. So I guess the question is, who's catching him, Embo or himself? Because he's sort of getting caught himself.
Mandalorian, you will suffer.
This whole trailer is just, how does Din Djarin survive any of this? How does Din Djarin survive any of this? Giant dragon snake attacking him, fighting all these droids in the forest. Like, Din Djarin, he's a dead man.
You will suffer. Then it will be.
Only 3 Anzellans. Only 3 Anzellans.
It will be his turn.
Monsters. The old protect the young.
So we know that this is stop motion, which is even cooler. And he says the old protect the young and the young protect the old. And we see Grogu crawl up into one of these droids.
And then the young.
I guess what's even more funny is that the young here in this situation is Grogu, but Grogu is the older one. Is this the Mythosaur? That's the question. Is this the Mythosaur? What do we think in the chat? Doesn't really look like he's holding on. Well, he's holding on to something. It doesn't look like he's really, like, I feel like this water scene is not on Mandalore. That this would be adding a whole new planet and a lot of new stuff to this. I don't think it is. Maybe. Like, what is that? Is that like a scale? Like a scaly mythosaur? What do we think? Is this the mythosaur? Are they teasing us? What do we think? That image of the X-Wing and the other ships is a bigger one in the distance, the Onyx Cinder. That would be crazy. Okay, we're going to go with a maybe for the mythosaur. I was already excited for this movie, but it's definitely the best trailer they've put out for the film yet. Oh, 100% this is the best trailer. And then Grogu's swimming too.
Protect the old.
Din Djarin dead, question mark? I mean, if he was dead, that's the only problem. They wouldn't put it in the trailer. So it almost seems like he might be knocked out or something here, but they're definitely teasing the fact that Din Djarin's going to die in this trailer quite a bit.
It's time.
Whoa. Okay, so great look at Zeb there in the cockpit of a U-Wing. You can tell it's a U-Wing. We've seen Cassian and K2SO in this same cockpit all the time. But going back here, you got X-Wings and Y-Wings coming down here and bombing the Hutts. What is the plot of this movie? Why are they bombing the Hutts? Your guess is as good as mine right now. Like, this is now our, third official trailer, and none of it makes sense. Okay, I take that back. Some of it makes sense, but what? Why are they just bombing the Hutts? Obviously, the Hutts aren't good guys, but what's the purpose in this? Zeb's very happy about it.
Are you scared? You should be.
So this looks to be the same planet. This looks to be Nal Hutta, where, yeah, it looks like a jungle behind him. He gets split up from Din Djarin. Maybe he's looking for Din Djarin and comes across this guy. But who is this guy? Oh, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore.
Be.
I actually think this could be Tatooine now. It could be Adolphi, as there is some life. There's some greenery on the right side there. But I was watching A New Hope last weekend with Sam. We are now on Return of the Jedi, but we were watching A New Hope, and as Luke is speeding across the desert, there is green life. There is bushes and life on Tatooine. So this isn't, you can't put Tatooine out of the realm of possibility here, but whoever is shooting them took out the driver. As you can see, their little windshield here has been blasted. There's still the scorching marks right there, and the stormtrooper has been blown up, and then, yeah, it flips over.
Good job, baby.
Oh, maybe they do it. Good shot, baby. So good. This is a great shot. Them going around. What is the name of these speeders again?
This is the way.
So clearly a lot of this has to do with the Hutts and Nal Hutta, but to what end? Like, why? Why are we here? What are we doing?
This is the way.
This is clearly supposed to be an important shot, but why? What is in front of him there? Okay, well, there's a lot to get into with this trailer, a lot to break down, and it's by far the best trailer we've gotten so far. Let's watch it through again, just for fun. Oh, so
We've
good.
all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
I only hunt Imperial war criminals. I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Hey.
Oh, the horrible baby. The bad baby.
Strap in.
We need
Wait,
a
wait, wait,
professional.
wait, wait, wait.
The bad baby.
Strap in.
They have the Razor Crest on Navarro. Because we're led to believe that they get the Razor Crest gifted to them on the Adelphi base. But this it clearly indicates that they're hitching a ride on the Razor Crest on Navarro. Maybe Zeb is picking them up. Maybe Zeb is their Uber driver because the N1 Starfighter got blown up by Embo. Possibly. So here's where my mind is at right now. And I'll get to these super chats in 1 second. Okay. Here's where my mind is at. We start with Din taking down the Empire. The Empire hires the Hutts to go kill Din and Grogu. The Hutts hire Embo. It's pretty much Attack of the Clones, okay? Attack of the Clones, Palpatine needs Padme dead. He hires Count Dooku. Count Dooku hires Jango Fett. Jango Fett hires the shapeshifter, Zam Wessel. And Zam Wessel uses a droid, and the droid uses an insect. So it's the chain of command. In this movie, the way I see it is Din Djarin and Grogu killed the wrong guys. They killed the wrong... oh my God, you guys are going crazy with these super chats. Jordan Rennie, what's up, Jordan? How we doing? They killed the wrong Imperials. And now the Empire is fighting back. Maybe he killed another Shadow Council member. You would have to keep put into effect that Din Djarin has now killed 2 Shadow Council members, Moff Gideon and whoever he kills to start this movie. So he's killed 2 Shadow Council members. Now the Empire wants revenge. So they hire the Hutts to kill Din Djarin. The Hutts send Embo after him. That doesn't work. However, maybe it did, because right here it's just Grogu. We don't know for a fact that Din Djarin is with them. Either way. So, blows up the N1 Starfighter. Crazy epic fight scene between Embo on Navarro with Din Djarin and Grogu. Whatever happens there, Zeb Orrelios comes to pick him up as an Uber driver. The New Republic gets informed of what's happening, and then Din has to go up to the Hutts because the Hutts are working for the Empire because they're trying to hunt him down to kill him because he's killed 2 Shadow Council members. I think that's the best we've got so far. I think that's the closest we can come to what the plot of this movie is going to look like. How does Stinky the Hutt get involved? Well, I guess Din would just be looking for the Hutts, and he finds Stinky. And then Stinky's like, yeah, I don't like my uncles either. And then he helps them out. I think that's the best we got so far. All right, with that, tell me what you think's going on in this movie in the chat, and let me get to these super chats really quickly, and we'll go back to the trailer in a second. Okay. Jordan Rennie with an insanely generous $20 super chat. That's ridiculous. I appreciate it so much. Says Zeb Uberelius. I'm stealing that. No, that was awesome. Zeb Uberelius, for sure. Vegas Jedi with a very generous $10 haul. Says BRB. Star Wars Explains just dropped a review on the first 20 minutes of The Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm going to see how Alex and Molly liked it. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Oh, because they were there. I was like, how did they get the first 15 minutes of the movie? Okay, I get it. They were at CinemaCon. I understand. Okay, I appreciate the super chat. Okay, and there was one more too. Ron with the very generous $10 holla. I appreciate that too. Says, this is going to be effing awesome. So excited. Oh, yeah. This trailer has got me hyped. All right, if people have seen the first 15 minutes, that means there's a description somewhere. My goodness. All right. Let's do some scrolling here, chat. This is Star Wars officially posted this. Stepping out on stage. Ludwig, of course. So yeah, in the trailer, you're hearing the themes from Star Wars. You're hearing the Imperial March. You're hearing Yoda lifting up the X-Wing from the swamp. And then you're, of course, hearing the Mandalorian stuff. Incredible. Repost that. Actually, let's post that. One
Of the
thing.
Mandalorian
Whoa. All right, we'll do that after. We'll do it after. We got to watch the first. All right, here we go. We got to watch watch the new trailer for The Mandalorian and Grogu and the first 15 minutes of the movie at CinemaCon. There's an opening crawl. Sorry, that seems like an over-exaggeration, but this was a big deal for a lot of us. We've been debating this for months now. There's an opening crawl. Yes! For people who are just showing up to this live stream for the first time, it's not going to make sense why I'm reacting the way that I am right now, but this is a huge deal. Yes. Okay, there's an opening crawl detailing how Mando and Grogu are hunting down Imperial warlords. The beginning of the film takes place on the snowy planet. Oh, we are so good at this game, chat. We are so good. The Imperial warlord is raising taxes on the local system during a meeting. Meanwhile, Mando is like Batman, the way he eliminates Imperial forces in from the shadows one by one. Awesome. He kicks ass, especially in the one-shot sequence that looks like a hallway scene from Daredevil. Where do I sign? Where do I sign to see this movie immediately? After dispatching enemies with Grogu, Mando manages to kill the Imperial warlord. If only somebody just said this. Now he's killed 2 Imperial warlords. So he's killed 2 Imperial warlords. Then they fly into a ship piloted by Zeb, who rescues them. Where's the AT-AT scene? We then get a title card and an opening credits. Wait, what? Okay. Which unfolds over images of the New Republic base. Jeremy Allen White is credited 2nd, and Brendan Wayne is credited 3rd. Brendan Wayne is under the mask of Din Djarin, other than Pedro Pascal. Mando and Grogu meet with Sigourney Weaver's Colonel Ward, who is angry that Mando killed the Imperial warlord rather than taking him alive. Okay. Ward gives Mando a new mission: hunt down the mysterious Colonel Cohen. I don't know how to say it. This is Janu. This is our other Imperial warlord that we've seen. No one knows what he looks like. Oh, we do. To figure out the identity, Mando needs to do a job with the twin Hutts, rescue their family member, Rada the Hutt, who has been held by a rival, crime syndicate. Okay, this is not at all what I thought we were getting into here. Okay. Our Mando, I think that's a misspelling. Mando doesn't want to work for the crime syndicate again, and says he's fortunate to never cross paths with Jabba. Oh, we got a Jabba mention, who Ward describes as Jabba's last living heir. So Stinky the Hutt. Ward tries to convince Mando to do the job by offering him a brand new Razor Crest. Okay, so we're sweetening the pot here. Reluctantly, Mando explores the ship, and Zeb encourages him to travel to Nal Hutta to do the job. It seems like Mando, Grogu, and Zeb are all on a team. Awesome. Mando explores the ship and clearly likes it. Sorry. He stops Grogu from pushing buttons, naturally. Grogu has fun jumping on the bed like a little kid, and Mando then flies off with the ship. Whoa. Holy crap. All right, let's read it one more time. There's an opening crawl. That just blew my mind. Okay, there's an opening crawl that details Mando and Grogu, how they're hunting down Imperial warlords. The beginning of the film takes place on the snowy planet, which we assumed was going to happen, with an Imperial warlord is raising taxes on the local systems during a meeting. Meanwhile, Mando is like Batman, the way he's eliminating Imperial forces from the shadows one by one. He kicks ass, especially with this one-shot sequence that looks like a hallway scene from Daredevil. Awesome. After dispatching enemies with Grogu, Mando manages to kill the Imperial warlord, now having killed 2 Imperial warlords, and this is going to become an issue. They then fly to a ship piloted by Zeb, to rescue them. I think they're missing something here. I think they didn't show them on screen there, the AT-AT Walker scene, because that's clearly going to happen in the movie. We then get a title card with opening credits, unfolds over the New Republic base. Jeremy Allen White is credited second, which means he's got to have a pretty big role if he's credited second over the Mandalorian, Brandon Wayne. So if he's credited second, you got to think Stinky the Hutt has a big role to play here. Mando and Grogu meet with Sigourney Weaver's Colonel Ward, who is angry at Mando killed the Imperial Warlord rather than taking him in alive. Ward gives Mando a new mission to hunt down the mysterious Colonel Cohen, whatever. No one knows what he looks like. To find out the identity, Mando needs to do a job with the Twin Hutts first, rescue a family member, Rada the Hutt, who is being held by a rival crime syndicate. Mando doesn't want to work for the crime syndicate again and says that he was fortunate to never cross paths with Jabba, who Ward describes Jabba's last living heir, Stinky the Hutt. Ward then tries to convince Mando to do the job by offering him a new Razor Crest. Reluctantly, Mando explores the ship, and Zeb encourages him. This is clearly telling us that Zeb is playing a big role, in this movie, way bigger than I thought he would. So Zeb encourages him to travel to Nal Hutta and do the job. It seems like Mando and Grogu and Zeb are all a team. No Anzellans mentioned in here, although we know that they will be. I don't know why they'll have to team up with them, but we'll see. Mando explores the ship and clearly likes it. He loved his Razor Crest. When it blew up, you could see he was distraught. He stops Grogu from pushing buttons. Grogu's jumping on the bed. Okay. So that's... my goodness.
This is where the fun begins.
I must say, I am extremely excited that I postponed the live stream today. And we did this live because this is awesome. Not only did we get the trailer, which we're going to watch again, but this description is incredible. It tells us what the opening scene is on the snowy planet. He's killing crime lords. That's a big problem. Whoo-wee! Now we're talking. Did anybody else's hype for this movie go through the roof just in the last 20 minutes? Is anybody else on cloud 9 with me right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this movie? Tell me in the chat. Where are we at? All right, let's see if anybody else has posted their descriptions. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. Confirmed. Tickets go on sale tomorrow.
Use practical sets, stop.
Here's Jon Favreau on the set, on the stage.
We had which means that we built sets. We were able to do things on this. On the show, we had to turn around in months, and here we had years. So we got to use practical sets, stop motion animation for creature work. We got to do a lot of beautiful work that ILM did digitally. We also got to do motion control miniatures that John Goodson and John Knoll put together. So it's been a real dream project. And we had a great time making this film. The performances from Pedro, Sigourney, and Jeremy Allen White are terrific. They're great in it. As I said, ILM has outdone itself with the visual effects, and I'm fortunate to have a brand new score from now 3-time Academy Award winner Ludwig Göransson bringing an epic feel to this movie.
So, I mean, he talks about a lot there. Jeremy Allen White, he again brings him up because he's going to be a big role in this. Check the Discord. Hang on. What's going on in the Discord? If you guys are not yet in the Discord, there's a link in the description below to a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars. Go join it immediately. What am I looking at here? I think we're watching that video right now, no? From Screen Rant? I believe we're watching it right now. Okay, but let's watch again.
Which means that we built sets. We were able to do things. Which means that we built sets. We were able to do things on this. On the show, we had to turn around in months, and here we had years.
On the show, we had to turn around these shows, spit out these seasons in months, and here we had years.
So we got to use practical sets, stop motion animation for creature work. We got to do a lot of beautiful work that ILM did digitally. We also got to do motion control miniatures that John Goodson and John Knoll put together. So it's been a real dream project. And we had a great time making this film. The performances from Pedro Sigourney and Jeremy Allen White.
The three people he mentions are Pedro Pascal, Sigourney Weaver, and Jeremy Allen White. I mean, that's not the three main characters of this movie, I don't think. Yes, Sigourney Weaver is going to be the one who sends them on this mission. Yes, obviously Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, is the main character. But Jeremy Allen White? Stinky's not even in this new trailer. At all, I don't think. So, he's a main character? Are they just keeping that a secret? Let's put up a new poll here. Let's put up a poll. By the way, oh wow, that's a very close poll. 52% of you guys say, oh, hang on. 52% of you guys say no, it won't be a trilogy, and 48% say it will. Okay, that's a very close poll, actually. All right. Are you, let's do it this way. Are you more excited now? Oh, let's phrase this differently. How excited are you? We'll put it that way. For Mando and Grogu now, after this trailer, after this synopsis of the first 15 minutes, or first whatever minutes, let's put it this way. Could not be more excited. That's going to be your first one. I'm intrigued. Actually, no, we're going to go, I'm very excited. So that's, could not be more excited. Very excited. I'll check it out. That's going to be our third option. I'll check it out. Or never want to see this movie in my life. Oh, too many characters. Okay. Never want to see this movie. Certainly hope nobody's putting that, but could not be more excited. Very excited. I'll check it out. Or whatever the last one was. Okay. Getting back to it. Holy crap. This is insane. Okay, Lucasfilm is off the stage. Tom Hanks just took the stage for Toy Story. Holy crap. Wild. All right. Oh, hang on. Star Wars Starfighter at CinemaCon. The film was briefly highlighted during Disney's presentation after The Mandalorian and Grogu. The film will star Ryan Gosling and is directed by Sean Levy, scheduled to release on May 22nd, 2026. Matt Smith, Mia Goth. Okay, we already know that. So nothing really for Starfighter, I guess. Nothing really for Starfighter, I suppose. We got a new poster. This is awesome. Hang on, check out this. Grogu meditating poster. It is PG-13, by the way, chat, but there's no real surprise there. Awesome. That is so freaking cool. My God. All right, let's watch the trailer again. Let's watch the trailer again. This is insane. This is insane. Okay, let's do it.
We've all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
I only hunt Imperial war criminals. I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Before going into harm.
Tell me in the chat. Do you think this is the ghost? Jesus. All right, let me screenshot it and I'll zoom in really close. Let's do this. Do we think that this is the ghost in the trailer? Yes or no? If it is, they're keeping it hidden. All right. All right, so we can rule. Oh, hang on. We can rule out it's definitely not the Razor Crest. It's not even close to the shape of the Razor Crest, but it does have the shape of the ghost. Not only does it look like it has a rounded front to it, right there, sort of a glass round front that the ghost has, it also has this, I guess, diamond shape to it. This is one side, goes there to a point. This is one side, goes there to a point, then it comes back to the back there, and then again up here to a point there. And it looks like you can maybe even see what could be the tail of the Phantom 2, if that's still there. But it does look like it's the same shape as the Ghost. This would change so much. If this is the Ghost, you don't think it's the Ghost? All right, I'm seeing some people say yes, some people say no. I mean, that's the same shape. That's the exact same shape of the Ghost. It's got the rounded front. It's got the triangle, not triangle, the diamond-ish shape or whatever you want to call it. I think it's the Ghost. If it is the Ghost, I mean, they might be picking up Zeb Orrelios. That might be where we're going with this, but either way, that would be insane.
Arm's way. Check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the
Let's put it this way. Going back to the Ghost. One more second.
It's about preventing another war.
The ship that is in question is not in this frame. So they're hiding it.
Before
And then it's there.
going into harm's way, check your armor first.
We're protecting
And the ship that's in question is not in any other trailer or any other frame.
everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck.
I do like the amount of Zeb we're getting in this trailer. I don't know what the Anzellan's role is here.
Look. You're gonna need it.
I think he's saying good luck, you're going to need it because of the, he just killed an Imperial warlord and he wasn't supposed to.
Hey. Oh, the horrible baby. The bad baby.
Strap
Bad
in.
baby. I think this is Stinky, maybe. Yeah, I think that's him. Hologram of him holding up his two axes there. So you got that. Oh, that's his face right there, actually. Sort of a poster for him. This looks like it's he's being kept a prisoner from some crime syndicate. Now, a rivaling crime syndicate, it says, from the Twin Hutts. So who do we think that is? A crime syndicate rivaling the Hutts. Could be the Pikes. Could be the Pikes. We've had a Mando go toe-to-toe with the Pikes before with Boba Fett in the Book of Boba Fett. It's possible. I mean, it could be the Black Sun. It could be the Crimson Dawn. Crimson Dawn with Kira would be awesome. Even just to get a mention of the Crimson Dawn would be awesome. But a rivaling crime syndicate keeping him captive is interesting.
We need a professional.
Hang on.
So the fact that this is the opening scene, well, this isn't the opening scene, but before it is, this is him escaping the Imperial facility. He's going to take out all these AT-ATs. Means we're starting with a bang. We're starting with him going around like he's Batman, jumping in and out of frames, killing stormtroopers in a one-shot like he's Daredevil, and then killing an Imperial warlord with his flamethrower, and then walking outside and escaping with Grogu on an AT-RT, I think, going down the mountain and facing off against 3 AT walkers and taking them out one by one. Meaning the opening of this movie is just going to be insanely action-packed and immediately tell you that Din and Grogu should not be messed with. That they are the most badass characters in the galaxy at this point, and you don't mess with these two because they just took out an entire Imperial base by themselves. By themselves.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
You good?
He's a goner. That guy's dead, for sure.
I'll be right behind you. Go. Go!
Mandalorian, you will suffer. Then it will be his turn.
Monsters. The old protect the young. And then the young.
So it's weird. He's fighting the Hutts. He's being captured by the Hutts. But isn't he supposed to be working for them? Isn't he supposed to be working for them? Is he supposed to be saving their nephew or their whatever Stinky is to them? maybe Stinky doesn't want to come back, and that makes big issues. I don't know, but we'll see.
Protect the old. It's time.
Are you scared?
Unless Stinky dies. Like, the only reason that the Hutts would be so upset with him is if the mission fails.
You should be.
Good job, baby.
This is the way.
It just seems like this scene right here of Grogu waking up or whatever he's doing in this little hole, it's supposed to be important. It kind of looks like Navarro maybe in the background. It's really hard to tell. I don't know.
This is the way.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Let's see if anybody else has any descriptions of the 15 minutes here. Yeah, we already did that. Okay. This one says, the opening sequence of The Mandalorian and Grogu has me thirsty for more. It kicks right off with some great action, of course. Grogu is the most adorable ever. It also has some pretty funny moments. Mando's badass, and the scale is massive. Love to hear that. All right, here we go. Debuted its first 17 minutes. It's 17 minutes, it's 15 minutes, it's 20 minutes. The footage opens with Mando infiltrating a secret meeting of Empire sympathizers and blows up massive AT-AT walkers on the snowy planet. Okay, so that's the opening sequence. The bounty hunter shot, stabbed, and flamethrowered his way through the base full of stormtroopers with Grogu's help along the way. Just the two of them take down an entire Imperial base. Grogu destroys a recon droid with the Force. Oh, yeah, one of the mouse droids. As a team steals the AT-ST, they flee down the snowy cliffs, dodging AT-ATs before Mando takes one down and shoots and escapes the Empire leader out of the sky. Okay, so he kills them in the sky. That's different. Back on the New Republic base, Sigourney Weaver scolds him for losing intel, but sends him on the next mission to rescue Rod of the Hutt. Wow. Okay. Like that. Save that. All right. That's good. Of course, the trailer right there. Great action-filled opening a la James Bond. The Mandalorian and Grogu taking on former Imperial leaders with the help of Zeb. Also, Sigourney Weaver, time 2. Definitely more excited now. Great. It's not an opening crawl. It's not an opening crawl. It's just an opening message. Damn it. That's different. That's not the same. Says the opening text for The Mandalorian and Grogu is similar font as the Solo movie, but the text is pale green/yellow colored. So it's like this. This is what Solo had. Okay. All right. All right. That's different. That is not the same. Ludwig Göransson's score in The Mandalorian and Grogu is insane, awesome. He uses original themes, mixes them at times, and includes some new themes the composer brings. Okay, so we're getting callbacks to the original trilogy themes here, which is awesome. All right. We just read the variety one, but why not see again? We just read this. Okay. Going back. Okay. Here we go. The text on the screen in The Mandalorian and Grogu's working in the Outer Rim as remnants of the Empire survive under the New Republic. Okay. We then cut to a boardroom where the character says, I think we can all agree that things are better under the Empire. He then promises support to a group surrounding the table, getting them to recite Long Live the Empire. Love that. Before saying he's rising the tribute they owe him. Oh, raising the tribute they owe him, sorry. A man says that the tribute has become too high given the state of trade routes. Interesting. He is shot and killed with a blaster. Crazy. A perimeter alarm then starts to go off, and the snowtrooper is blasted and killed. We see a mouse droid zoom by as another stormtrooper investigates and is taken out. This is the Batman sequence we talked about. We watch as the Mandalorian fights troopers through the perspective of a mouse droid. Awesome. The Mandalorian enters a boardroom, killing more stormtroopers, including one that he burns with a flamethrower. We've seen that scene in the trailers. Can picture it. The man who spoke at the table escapes through an elevator, and then Mando chases after him. Awesome chase scene. Love it. Grogu lifts the mouse droid with the Force and dismantles it in the air. We've seen that in the trailer too. He watches the wheels roll away and babbles. We know that. A snowtrooper arrives on an AT-ST before getting off to investigate. Grogu hides behind the wall, and as he's about to be discovered, Din boards the AT-ST and blasts the trooper. The snowtrooper is obliterated. Oh my God. Din asks, "What are you waiting for? Hop on." So that's some trailer magic, because we think that scene is supposed to be later. What are you waiting for? Hop on. Grogu leaps onto the AT-ST, and they run down the side of the snowy mountain before skidding to a halt as they come upon a group of AT-ATs. The man from the boardroom is in one of the AT-ATs. Awesome. Okay, so he survived. This is a Shadow Council member. Din and Grogu run through the legs of the AT-AT, dodging blasting fire. This is the most descriptive one we have yet. This is awesome. The Mandalorian, holding Grogu, then uses his jetpack to leap off. We saw that in this recent trailer. The AT-ST before it gets crushed. He uses explosive charges to destroy the legs of an AT-AT. We're going to have to see him destroy ones in different ways here. We see a collection of snowtroopers arming up in the hallway in the AT-AT body before the Mandalorian enters and takes them out one by one. The hallway action sequence is evocative, easy for me to say, of a Daredevil fight scene. Nice. A one shot, I should say. All completed in one unbroken shot. Yeah, one shot. The Mandalorian destroys another AT-AT and knocks troopers off the cliff. Nice. He then boards the last remaining AT-AT. So he's literally just going one by one by one. And now, that's now in autopilot. The man from the boardroom has used an escape pod and leaves explosive charges behind, which is where we see Grogu tap on the back of his helmet, like we got to go in the other trailer. The Mandalorian tries to line up a shot to kill the man before Grogu urges him to leave, which we have seen, before the explosion. Din succeeds in destroying the escape pod. Ooh, so he does kill him, and then flies out at the last moment, boarding the ship that's flown by Zeb Orrelios at the last moment. And Zeb says, it's better if you bring him in alive. You see, you catch the bad guys, and they tell us where the other bad guys are. So he's already getting scolded. Things went a little sideways, Din responds, before the title card appears on screen and Ludwig Göransson's The Mandalorian theme plays. The trio returns to the New Republic base. As the opening credits appear on the screen, they enter a building, and Zeb wishes Din Djarin good luck. You're going to need it, because he's going to Sigourney Weaver. Din and Grogu approach Sigourney Weaver's character, Colonel Ward, who reproaches them for being messy, yes. She says that they need information, and he keeps killing the informants, so he's got to bring them in warm, not cold. He keeps killing the informants. Din drops a card on the table and tells her that he will clear out everyone in her deck. Grogu tries to use the Force to steal the snacks, and she stops him. We've seen that. Ward pays Din with a Razor Crest ship similar to the one from the original show. She wants Din to find another bad guy and tells him to go to Nal Hutta to get information. In return, Din needs to rescue the Hutt's twin's nephew, Rada the Hutt, or Stinky, played by Jeremy Allen White, Jabba's last remaining heir. Din says he doesn't want to work for gangsters anymore, and Ward says that this is different. Zeb says he'll let Din fly on the mission as Din continues expressing resistance to go. Grogu jumps up and down on a chair, giggling. Din gets in the cockpit while Grogu starts pushing random buttons. Never touch the buttons, Din Djarin says, putting Grogu in a seat with a seatbelt. They take off as the score swells, and the footage ends with a jump into hyperspace. Holy crap. Talk about attention to detail. Love these people over at, who wrote this? The Wrap. Love it. This was awesome. This is crazy. This is crazy. I am unbelievably excited for this show now. I mean, movie. Let's watch the trailer. Let's watch the trailer one more time. Let's watch the trailer one more time.
We've all heard stories of the Mandalorian bounty hunter and a child.
I only hunt Imperial war criminals. I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor first.
We're protecting everything the rebellion fought for.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Hey.
Oh, the horrible baby. The bad baby.
Strap in.
We need a professional.
Hang on.
What happens when you're not there to protect him?
You good? I'll be right behind you. Go. Go!
Mandalorian, you will suffer. Then it will be his turn.
Monsters. The old protect the young. And then the young. Protect the old. It's time.
Are you scared? You should be.
Good job, baby.
This is the way.
See, I started today's live stream and I thought, we're not going to get anything. We'll get a description like we just read, which is cool. And that was a very detailed description. I didn't think they would get to see the first 17 minutes of the movie. But I thought it'd be great. I thought we'd get maybe a leaked trailer, a grainy little leaked trailer. But we got an official final trailer, 2.5 minutes long, which is by far the best trailer we've ever gotten for this movie, and a in-depth description of the 17 minutes that start the movie, with just insane action packedness. Sure. Zeb, Din, and Grogu as a team, Sigourney Weaver as their leader, in sort of a plot. Now, there's still a lot of mystery as to what's going on towards the back half of this movie, but my excitement has gone through the roof. Tickets come out tomorrow, so watch out for that. We're doing our in-person watch party for anybody who can get to Boston. Your ticket is free. And yeah, it truly is a great time to be a Star Wars fan, because we're going to be talking about this. I'm going to break down these 17 minutes. I'll make a full-on video about it that'll probably come out tomorrow. Maybe even tonight if I feel so crazy. But it'll probably come out tomorrow morning. So watch out for that video. Detailing all this stuff, breaking down what we know, what we don't know, theorizing, doing all that. But then on Saturday, we got to have a prediction stream. We got to predict what's going to happen in episode 5 and 6 of Maul Shadow Lord. Because, yeah, that happens. So as much as this is insanely hype for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, we are in the middle of a show right now. Insanity. Do you think Embo will die? I don't see any reason for Embo to die, but maybe. Maybe. That kind of stink because Embo's such a great character, and if we were to just kill him off right away, that would kind of stink. All right, but we have gone way past. Mike, have you already seen the first 8 episodes? No. Lucasfilm, if you're watching, I mean, I'll take them, but no, I have not received that privilege yet. Lucasfilm, if you're watching, hit me up. I mean, let's be friends. No, But we've gone for over 2 hours and 15 minutes. This is one of the longest live streams we've had in years. But I appreciate you all for being here. This was an incredible incredible stream, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Watch out for that breakdown either tonight or tomorrow. Definitely making it. And then live stream on Saturday. Prediction stream for Maul Shadow Lord. Insanity. But smash a freaking like on this stream if you have not already. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell, blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. Let's see where this poll is at. How excited are you for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie now after watching all that stuff? 39% of you said could not be more excited. 39% said very excited. That's 80% right there almost. 17% said I'll check it out. And 5% said never going to see this movie. Well, there you go. I appreciate you all so much more than you'll ever know. Smash a freaking like in this stream and go keep the conversation going in the Discord. If you are not yet already in there, there is a Discord link in the description below. And may the force be with you. Always. Chopper, come on, man. Really? Today? All days? Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you all so much more than you'll ever know. Mando trailer and a full-on description of the first 17 minutes. Incredible. In between episodes 4 and 5 of Maul Shadow Lord. What a time. What a time. What a time. But until then, I hope you have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your lives, and good night, everybody.